Hey, welcome to Somerset Showcase. Today we are coming from beautiful Pierce Beach Park where it's a nice sunny day. And we're with Barry Fontaine, who is the Recreation Director for Somerset, to talk about summer activities down here. So hopefully we have lots of days like this summer as far as the weather goes.
George, this is my favorite time. We get to come in here and talk about all the winter planning that we've done, getting ready for the summer. And it's always nice when you come down here and you actually see people here in May on the beach. So it's a real good sign. And of course, this weekend here we kick off our summer beach season, Memorial Day weekend. We do our staff training and we start charging people to use the park, which is always for some people it's a sore subject. Why do we charge? But to be able to charge for people to park here is to be able to do some of the things we're able to do on a day-to-day and year-to-year basis.
So let's see, you got so many activities for the summer. Why don't we start with the concerts that are going to be here on the stage, right in back of us?
Yes. So this year we're starting June 26th. It's the week before the 4th of July weekend. We have 8 concerts this year through the generosity of Rockland Trust and many of our sponsors that we have, plus the donations we do with the Bucket Brigade. We're able to get 8 concerts this year with some of the same bands we usually have, and we sprinkle in a few here and there. But we start on June 26th with our first concert on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. Got to get here early because it's very popular. And if it's unfortunate that we have rain, it's usually rain date is the next day on Thursday.
Who's going to be here on the 26th?
The 26th we have Bare Bones. It's a local guy, Brian Michaud, who plays at the Comfort Zone. He comes to all our concerts, so he's been asking for a while. So I said, "No, Brian, you're a local guy. Why don't you kick off our summer season?"
Okay. So we were talking about the different bands.
Yeah, different bands. We have Bare Bones, and then we follow up on the 4th of July week. We usually try to do something patriotic, and so we have coming back is the Swansea Community Band. It's kind of an orchestra band, concert band that plays all of the military salutes, and
they've been around for a long time.
They've been around, and it's just good to be able to do something with the community early in the beach season as well. So they enjoy it. They get a chance to get out. Right after them, we July 10th, we probably have our biggest well-known bands back in the day.
My favorite.
They're
of the 80s.
The 80s, and they're already advertising on their Facebook page. That if you want to come to a concert, that's one of our big ones. But again, you gotta get here early because this place will be packed.
Yeah, they've become big. They play the cruise lines and everywhere else now.
And they are kind of local people as well, and they like to give back, and so it's a good band to get going in the middle of the season. Then the following week we have a returning person, Jesse Liam Band, a father-son duo that comes in, and we had a hard time pinning him down because he's gotten so famous. And I said, hey, I remember when you were just getting started, so you owe us a concert. So he's going to be here on the 17th of July. And then we have a new group. It's called the Wuhan Band. It's a little play on the whole Wuhan virus, and they do a lot of rock and roll. They're going to be on the 24th of July, followed up by them. A band we had last year was called the Mars Band. They changed their name to Temporary Saints. I don't know why, but I'm sure they'll give us the reason for that. And then we follow up. We have 2 concerts after that. One is Second to None. If you like Aretha Franklin, a lot of Gladys Knight stuff, we have a very interactive group.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're a
They
fun
come in.
band.
If you're shy, you might not want to come to that concert because they'll come right through the crowd and they'll put a mic in your face. So I missed them last year, but they're coming back this year because I was away last year when they performed. And then we end up our concert series with another local band that everybody knows, Deja Blue, they finish up. We kind of leave them for the end. Steve Meehan and his group, they play a lot of the local places here in Somerset. So
80s and 90s.
80s, 90s. Oh, it's so fun. They enjoy doing it, and can't wait to see how this year's concert series is going to play out.
And all the concerts are going to be here on the beach, and you're going to be making some improvements here on the beach.
Yes. This week we have coming in the beach will be raked tomorrow, getting ready for the weekend, and then by the next weekend we're going to be having a couple of new things that we got through some grant money. A walkway that we'll be putting onto the beach, that we will be able to, if someone has a wheelchair or something, a walker. So about 100 feet of temporary cocoa matting so that they can walk on there without worried about being in the sand. And then we also going to have a ADA compliance chair as well. So if someone wants to take someone right down to the water and go into the water, it actually will allow them to go right into the water. So those are two things that we've added through the generosity of grants and donations, and that. We also have some new safety equipment for our lifeguards this year, a new rescue board. Hopefully we'll never have to use it, but we'll do it for some in-service training of our lifeguards, because you never know. So, last night at town meeting we had our phase 3 of our beach sand improvement program. We'll have another close to 300 ton of beach sand dropped on the beach, so we'll be ready for our beach season.
And how much are the beach passes for?
We did, for the first time in 5 years, we went up from $8 for a resident to $10, and for a non-resident, $16 up to $20. And so we're in line with most of the local beaches and parks. And if you're a resident, you can get a season pass for $40, and you can also get a non-resident pass for $80. And you can get them. You can actually purchase them online on the town website. You go to the recreation page where it says pay, and it says beach stickers, and it's something we tried last year. So you can get a daily pass or a season pass online, and all it happens is once we get here in the morning, if you do it overnight, we'll be able to have the passes sent right down here to the park, and we put the passes on the car and ready to go. So we sold a lot of passes last year. Season non-resident passes, we sold close to 4,000 daily passes. So we sell a lot of passes for non-residents, because people come here for the beach, because we don't have waves, but it's a nice people. You can see people here just sunning themselves today, and we get that quite a bit. We have the playgrounds, the big red slide, and some other improvements we'll be having within the next month or so. The basketball court will be resurfaced, and I don't like to talk about the actual date because people like to hold me to it. We're going to resurface the old tennis court, which has not been done since I've been there. And on either side of the tennis courts, I know you're going to.
This is what everybody's been waiting for.
This is everybody's been waiting for. We're going to do some temporary pickleball courts, which will have people, if they want, they can. It's on a first come first served basis, and they'll be able to. If they have their own nets, they can bring them. We will have, when we have staff here, we'll have nets and equipment for people when we have staff here. But once we don't have staff here, people will pretty much be on their own.
It's just sweeping the nation, the pickleball.
It is, it is, and we just tell people, like anything, any project that we've done, either here or any of our parks, you got to be patient. When I first came here back in 2013, we took a big inventory of all our playgrounds and all our parks, and slowly but surely we've upgraded all of those parks, and we like the fact that we've been able to do that with the help of Community Preservation Act funding, and the voters and the visitors will get a chance to see throughout the whole town this year brand new signage for all of our playgrounds. So those will be going in sometime next week. Those are going to be installed as well. So even though this is the unofficial start of the season, we'll be open we'll have staff here on weekends, and when we have days like today, we may have somebody here just to open up the bathrooms on those days. But once we get to the third week of June, we'll be open 7 days a week.
And the money from the fees, can you tell people where that all goes?
So the money for the beach, it's always a question that comes up. The money that we collect from the beach parking goes into what is called the Recreation Revolving Fund. And with that is also similar to if you sign up for a tennis program or field hockey or an all-day summer program, all that money goes into that fund. And so we're able to pay for improvements, staffing, or equipment that we do. So, like case in point, that little handicap buggy, we're able to get a significant savings because we have a grant plus money from the funding that comes from the beach fees and the beach fees. So over the past several years, we've kind of collected a lot of money to do improvements. I always worry about when we open up the bathrooms in the spring, whether or not we're going to find a problem with the water. And like this year, we had to replace, a toilet and a urinal because it just those things that happen. So, but the money from that, instead of coming out of the town budget, we take it out of that revolving fund. So the money comes in, the money goes out, and we try not to do things that are going to put us too much over the top. So any point in time, we get probably $200,000 over the course of the year. But again, money comes in, money goes out. Case in point, we're getting ready for our summer program. For our concerts, for our all-day summer program with the trips that we go on, and the supplies. All that money comes in based on the money we get from people to pay for those programs. So it's a nice thing to be able to do, so we don't have to worry about going to the town and say, hey, all right, we need toilet paper for the beach, or we need this and need that. So our actual budget from the town, we get $4,000 worth of expenses from the town that has us operate our office, but the rest of the stuff comes right out of that revolving fund. So if the program is good and it flourishes and it commands a lot, we can sink more money back into that program. Through that program, we also pay for half of our summer staff. The beach staff gets paid out of the beach fees. Beach staff gets paid out of the general fund, $40,000. But anything over $40,000 at the beach, like special events, comes out of any of those special events that we do. So we pay for all the counselors for the all-day summer program out of that revolving fund. So, it's a tedious thing to do, but again, it's we make sure that we're handling it on a day-to-day basis.
A lot of kids have their first jobs now.
We're going to be having our mandatory meeting on Saturday where they all get CPR trained. They've all been quarried, and then we're hiring 38 new people this summer, and it's not full time. Some of these kids, will give them 10, 15, hours a week, and we see which ones the cream rises to the top. We go through an extensive interview process in April where we do group interviews, and so we narrowed it down to like these 38 kids that are coming in, and some of them have other jobs, but it's a nice summer job to have. We don't have a problem with lifeguards. We have 5 lifeguards. We do a program where we can hire lifeguards at the age of 15 because they take a special certification for that. And so this is a great place for a lifeguard to get started. No waves, but still, it's kind of a nice little starter place to go for their first 2 or 3 years. So, and what we do is if they take a lifeguard course, if they work for us from Memorial Day to Labor Day, we incentivize it by giving them 50% of what they paid in the class for reimbursement. So it's a nice little perk for them, because it is hard to find lifeguards in other places, but knock on wood, we haven't seemed to had a problem. 4 of the 5 lifeguards from last year are returning. We have 1 new lifeguard come in, so we're back at 5 lifeguards.
And the passes for the senior citizens and veterans are free.
Yeah, you know what? That is the one thing that I'm glad that we're able to do. Seniors can get a 2-year pass. So this year is the 2nd year of the 2-year pass. So far, between last year and up until yesterday, we've given out 421 senior passes. Yeah, some of them come on a regular basis, some come once or twice a week. But in this day and age where some seniors are 62 or older here in Somerset, some of them are being used for babysitters for parents, and it's a great place for them to bring the kids during the day. And sometimes, so those kids, the younger kids, come here. We have the small playground and the larger playground, and plenty of shade here for them. So it's a nice thing. And then the other caveat we do is anybody who is a Somerset resident who's a veteran gets a free beach pass for the year. And we've added it this year because sometimes the veteran is still working. So what we've done is we've opened it up for a 2nd pass for a veteran spouse this year. So we've done that this year as well.
So what is this I hear? You're going to have the America's Cup races here next month?
It is
Pierce Beach.
Well, George, we always try something crazy here, and we try to do something new and exciting every year. And so one of our commissioners, Jen Goff, she's always looking for something to do. So she came up with the idea last year that we should do a cardboard boat regatta. And so we're gonna be talking. I'm gonna talk over the highway guys are cutting their grass, getting ready for the weekend. And kudos to the highway department. They help us keep this place nice and spiffy. But the cardboard boat regatta is going to be on Saturday, June 8th. It was going to be June 1st, but because of the high school graduation, and if it rains on the 31st, the rain date for the graduation is June 1st. So we just pushed it back a week, and maybe hopefully the water will warm up just a degree or so. But yes, we're having people design their own boats out of cardboard and duct tape and gorilla tape and rope, and it's going to be a fun day. We've got the Bristol, the Somerset Yacht Club is actually a sponsor. They're going to have some of their members be judges for the event, and we just picked up another sponsor today, Izzy Schwartz Appliance. Because he heard about it, and they heard about it, and I went down there and asked about the big boxes for the refrigerators and stuff. So I actually picked up.
People could go there to get boxes.
Yep, they can go there and ask if they have it. But we've already talked to them. I know they probably can go to other big box places and ask. But we're getting 10. We're getting 10 more boxes, the big boxes here. So I got a box over here that I'm actually gonna take home this weekend, and I'm going to try and get myself a boat ready to go, because it's going to be fun to be right out here. We get the harbor master will be here just in case, and it'll be a good way to kind of kick off the summer as well.
And you're looking for people to sign up for that, to enter boats.
We're looking for people to sign up for that, and they can do it as a group. You know, we're just going to try and see what we get. I know a lot of people. I know a couple of selectmen that said they're gonna do it. So I'm going to shame them into it if they don't. So,
I think one of them was in the Navy, right? So we should know what he's doing.
Right, and we have our town administrator who's in the Coast Guard.
That's
too.
right.
So we're gonna see if we can get him involved as well. But yeah, so the cardboard boat regatta. I know a lot of other places have done it. If you haven't seen it, you can Google it and you can see actually what's involved. The tricky thing is we're going to be watching some people, make sure that they don't cheat on putting flotation devices in the boat. But yeah, we have some special awards that are going to be given out for different. I don't want to kind of give it away just yet, but some special awards for some of the boat designs and some of the maybe the sinkings that we're going to see. But it should be a lot of fun.
And it's $30 to sign up
for a team. $30 for a team, and again, that $30 goes into to help, you know, with any and all other, you know, projects that we do here. We did have a sponsor for it to pay for the trophies and awards. So, you know, it's a nice event. So we're still working on a couple of food trucks to be here that day as well, because we're having it later in the day. I think what happened is we see a lot of times in the summertime, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we get a lot of local people come in at that time because it's the end of the day and it's a great time of day to be actually here at the beach. It's nice and quiet.
That's another thing you have at the concerts is the food trucks as well.
We have the food trucks, yep. We have the food trucks, the ice cream truck. We usually have Somerset Swansea Youth Soccer. For years they bring their hot dog truck. Gus's Pizza is one of our sponsors for that. So they have pizza as well. So yeah, it's a winter of planning, and we have a day like today. It's like, oh, it's great to be able to talk about it. There's so much that goes on.
You picked the perfect day for that.
Yes.
The all-day summer program. Can you tell me about that for this season?
That's my favorite. The concerts is my second favorite. The all-day summer program, it's a collaboration of working with teenagers, college kids, and some teachers to provide a service for the town. Every day in the summertime, we go July 1st to August 14th, 7 weeks. We're still probably one of the lowest, it costs the lowest of any of the area all-day summer programs. And each week we go on a different trip. And then we have performers that come to the camp. And then we have a good group of the counselors that return each year. And we kind of, when we do the interviews for the summer program, we look for those kids who have those special talents that we can utilize. We have some kids that do music. We have some kids that do arts and crafts. We have some kids they're like stand-up comics. They'll do jokes and stuff. So it's very nice to be able to do that. We have kids that do magic tricks. So we take them, we put them all together. And our two directors that we have for the all-day summer program, Josh Franco, who was his second year with us, and Chandra Eastwood, who's a paraprofessional at Chase Street School. They come in and they put the staff together, and we utilize some of the talents of all these kids to make it work for these kids, Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. And I always tell the parents, look, you know, you do have to come get the kids at the end of the day. But we're going to tire them out for you so that you don't have to worry about it the rest of the evening. So that's my favorite program, because we're teaching these kids how to think outside the box. And we always tell them, look, you know, get off your phones, get away from the TV, get away from the PlayStations, and come up with something in your back pocket that's going to interest these kids. And every once in a while I get bored, and I'll say, okay, I'll tell my secretary Jessica, who does a great job at the office, and she's the backbone of the office. I need to go to the all-day program, just to get out of the office for a half an hour and just to sit down with the kids. If it's lunchtime, I bring my lunch and sit down and have lunch, and then every once in a while I'll do a game or something with them, just something that the kids are like, oh, here comes that old guy again, you know, and I look at it because some of these kids are the same age as my grandchildren, and I'll say to my grandkids, what should I be doing with these kids? And so again, it's reinventing the wheel each time we do this. And this being an Olympic year, we have a theme from July 16th to August 14th, where there'll be a certain event each day, non-traditional event for the Olympics that we'll be having. We're going to probably have an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony as well. So those are easy things to do.
I was talking to a parent, I think, last week, who told me, he's the parent of a senior at the high school, who said, based on his experience being a counselor here, that influenced what he's going to study in college. He wants to be a teacher. So,
we do have some of those kids, and then hopefully they go off. We have a couple that are going off to Plymouth State this year, and I'm like, oh, why would you want to go to Plymouth State? But they're going to go for education, and a couple of kids are going to go to Bridgewater for education, and it's great because, you know, not everyone wants to get into teaching or being around kids, but every once in a while we get 2 or 3 kids that go through that, and it is a good lesson for them to see firsthand, doing a summer camp first, and then, okay, I want to make this a career. So yeah, so we look forward to having them work with us, and we typically get kids that work for us for 2 to 3 years, and sometimes we shift them around here and there after a year or two. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but like I always tell people, I don't fire anybody. We just try to, either they make it miserable for them to leave, or we find a new spot for them, because we've had some kids say to us that, I don't want to work at the all-day program, I just want to work at the beach, or vice versa. So okay, we'll come up with something. So we have some ideas for like cornhole this year, and we're looking to also do something with an idea for some of the parks in playgrounds in New York. They have these chess tables, and people come around and they play chess, and we're looking at doing that as well. Plus we're going to be doing something at the with the theater group, Theater in the Parks. We're going to do something with the brand new playground we have down at Waterfront.
I see people on the swings there every day now.
You know, that's one thing that, you know, we like to do, is we try to do something different. And, you know, 4 or 5 years ago I said, you know what, down at the Waterfront, a lot of these playground equipment places, they have specific things that they do. I said, we should put a boat theme in here. So working with the company Compan, they came up with the idea of a pirate ship, and so it works out that it's a nice, attractive playground. It's been a long time coming, since 2018, but I always say good things come to those who wait, and that playground will be around for years and years, long after I'm gone, you know. And I'm glad we're able to do that sort of thing, and with the help of the highway department, and with the help of the Buster Gano, the harbor master, put cameras in down there to keep an eye on it as well. We're adding some benches down there to the site as well too. So.
At the town meeting last night, they also approved funding for a new Buffington Park playground. Would that be, because you've been gradually replacing all the playgrounds around town? Will that be it? Will that mean we have all new playgrounds? Basically?
Well, that one there,
any other ones?
That playground, when that playground goes in, that will be the end of what was in our inventory of parks, the ones that fall under the selectmen that had playground equipment, which was Waterfront and Buffington. And then also this spring, early summer, we'll be completing the playgrounds at South Complex, which has a baseball theme.
That's perfect.
Again, we try to do something that fits that area, And then for those people who live in the Hillside area, Hillside Farm, that little playground over by AmVets will be reinstated, and those people will have that nice little pocket park. So we have in town, we have 3 pocket parks. We have one at Leahy Park, we have one at Ashton, and when we have one now we'll have one at AmVets. So all our playgrounds will have been brought up to the ADA compliance, because when I first came here, we had until 2016 to start the program of doing the ADA compliant playgrounds. So as long as we were able to continue with that, to get it going, and so that will be kind of the end of that. And then I've got some ideas for some other things that we have in our capital improvements. I have one big project here, still like to do here, with a splash pad. We've talked about that for years and years, because there's a time that you can't go in the water here, but we can still utilize the playground with a splash pad, and we do have to address the needs with some additional pickleball courts in town. We also are going to put in 2 brand new swing sets at Pottersville and at O'Neill Field this spring, late this spring, early summer. And again, by the fall, it will be like our inventory will probably be done. So then we can concentrate on new things for our capital improvements as well. And so the basketball courts will be resurfaced as well. So it's a fun thing for us to be able to do. Sometimes it's nerve-wracking that people say, when is it going to get done? When is it going to get done? Believe me, if I could just blink an eye, snap my fingers, and we can have it done, I'd make sure we get it done in a fast action.
What are some of the field trips for the all-day summer program? Where are they going?
Oh, so we go, the first trip we do the first week, we go down to Yagu Water Slides, very small water slide park. We used to take them to Water Whiz, and to me, having grandkids is like, oh my God, the first trip of the year we're going, and we take them to a big place like that. So we go down to Yagu, which is Exeter, Rhode Island. Nice bus trip. Hopefully we won't get stuck on the Washington Bridge going down there. But we go there, and then on the way back, we will stop at one of the playgrounds. We worked something out with the recreation department in North Kingston, where we can have lunch at one of the parks there in North Kingston. Then we were also going. Roger Williams Park Zoo is always a favorite. Is another one. Our biggest one is the Pirate Cruises at Plymouth. We're doing that once again. We will also be doing a trip to the Monster Mini Golf in Seekonk. The kids like that because one of the activities we do is we do tie-dye shirts. So when they go into that facility, they see it all lit up in the Monster Mini Golf. Then we'll also go to Royal Skates of America, United Skates of America in Rumford, Rhode Island. And then we'll also do, we take care of the local people, the little bowling alley right there in Warren, Dudek Bowl. We kind of take over the whole place that day, right after the Women's Bowling League is done. And so we go there, and then from there we come back here to Pierce Beach, and we have lunch here at Pierce Beach that day. And we'll have a judo demonstration going on that day when they come back. So a local judo instructor will be doing a show for us that day. And then our last trip that we go to, probably the most gorgeous scenes in all of southeastern Mass and Rhode Island, is Colt State Park. If you haven't been there, it's a beautiful park. It's not as nice as Pierce Beach, but it's a great place where we go for the day, and the kids go on a nature hike. They do all kinds of different games and activities there, And so that's our last trip. And then the last week we have we do is we have a big cookout on the last day. We bring in some water slides, and we bring in a karaoke guy who comes in. That's one of our performers, Vinny Ames. I've known for close to 25 years, and he still comes in and does karaoke with us. We also have a ventriloquist. We also have a horse show coming in. We have a couple of magic tricks shows coming in. So we do all those things for the all-day summer program.
Last year you had some interesting guest speakers.
Last year we had mystery guests. Last year we had the town clerk, town administrator, police chief, fire chief, the board of health agent. We had the librarian. So we did that. We're taking a back seat from that this year, because this year we're gonna concentrate on the Olympics with the Olympic themes, and so we're gonna do a lot of those non-traditional activities for like instead of a mystery guest this year. So we one of the comments we get from the parents when they sign their kids up, it just happened yesterday. A guy says, "I'm paying for the whole summer for my kid," and I said, "You do know it's this much amount of money?" He says, "I couldn't do this." He says, "This is great." He says, "I don't have to worry about doing this. You're taking them on a show. You're taking them to a show. You're taking them to a trip. You know, we have the ice cream guy comes every Friday afternoon at 3:30. You know, so we have a big cookout at the end. So we do superlatives. The kids get into it at the end. They do superlatives for the counselors. The counselors each week do superlatives for the kids. So yeah, it's a great thing here in Somerset, and we have people that come in from Taunton. We have people coming in from Hobart, Dighton, Swansea, Fall River. We even have a couple of people coming in from Warren. So we take them in from. They pay a little bit more, but it's still it's a big undertaking. But we don't turn anybody away.
Now, outside of the all-day summer camp and activities here at the beach, you have any other special camps or events going on?
Well, we do have one camp starting up next week, the field hockey camp. Jen Crook does her annual field hockey program for kids in kindergarten through 4th. It goes from May 28th to July 2nd. It's on Tuesdays. For kindergarten to 4, it's 5 to 6, and then kindergarten from 5 to 6, and then from grades 5 through 8 is from 6 to 7, right on the field turf at the high school. That usually is a big draw. We try to tell people sign up early, because we don't want to have people worried about not getting in.
Jen is smart starting those kids young, because she always has good teams at the high school.
It helps
I bet
her.
That's probably part of the reason why.
It helps her. And then we have more and more people coming in from other communities, and like, "Hey Jen, watch out! Don't teach them too many good tricks. It'll come back to bite you." So so we have that, and we are still looking. We haven't got the dates set for the summer tennis program. We had it on the weekends last year, but with the weather we had last year, it kept on being canceled on the weekend. So this year we're going to try and do it during the week. We'll probably have a program during the day and another one at night. We're just waiting to hear back from the United States Tennis Association, who runs that program for us.
We have a good connection to there.
We have a good connection, and you know, as long as we don't play pickleball on the Doug Chapman courts, we're all set. Oh, and then your favorite event of this whole summer, I'm sure why you haven't brought it up yet.
Of course.
Is the Billington 5K road race on the 4th of July. This is I keep on saying this is my favorite event. They're all my favorite events, because you know it's where we get together on the 4th of July. We'll start putting the signs out next week after Memorial Day along the race course and throughout the town. But for $30, you can right on the recreation website, and then you can click on, you can register right online, and then you get a T-shirt. You know, we're getting away from the red T-shirts this year. We're going with the navy blue. So we started that for a while. did red, white, and blue. So we want the navy blue shirts this year for the road race, and that's the 5K. You can run, you can walk. We're here. We get plenty of people to come for that.
I've slowed down, but I'll be running, and I'll have my Larry Bird Olympic.
Of course,
jersey
of
on,
course.
like I always wear.
And the thing is, it's interesting when you get to see you running it, and then shortly there you pick up your camera and just start taking pictures right away. So
well, I this past year I kind of slowed down, so hopefully I can get back fast enough to take a lot of pictures.
And the other event we have coming up on June 5th is we're collaborating with the Council on Aging. We do some things with them. I missed their breakfast this morning, but usually we're doing a trip to the Newport Playhouse. And we have 6 tickets left for that, and that's co-sponsored by Somerset Federal Credit Union, where they took care of the busing, and so we're going to actually have the bus take us down to Newport Playhouse, and the cemetery. The show is called the Cemetery Club. We'll get a luncheon, buffet lunch, a show, and then right after that, a cabaret sing along too. So that's a nice event. We did it at Christmas time, and we decided to do it again. So we have 34 people signed up so far. We got 6 more to go. We capped it at 40 people, and so we have that to look forward to as well.
The credit union does a lot for people. They sponsor your Easter egg hunt too.
Yeah, Amy DeRosa, she's another one of those local people in town, and that her and Rebecca Tavares from Rockland Trust, they kind of like fight over me all the time. Like, what can we do? And so we're lucky in this town.
You got to get them bidding against each other.
Yes, we do that, and then we have coming up in June, right before we start up, we'll do another fundraiser at the Pancheros on a Tuesday night. We haven't got the date solidified for that yet, but the money that we take in for that goes into donations for kids to go to our all-day summer program. So if someone's in need, we're able to help them out with a week of summer camp. So.
And you give out lots of prizes at the concerts too, right?
Because I kind of like shake people down, and I'll say, I know you can't be a major contributor, but can you give us a gift card? Can you do this? Can you do that? And people are so good to that. We have this one couple that they yell at me all the time that they give us a donation. They'll say, just don't mention our names. I said, okay, Ron and Joan, I won't mention your names. And so we
all love Ron and Joan.
Yeah,
they are such great people.
And so we have a lot of people like that. And our summer staff, when they come in, they walk through the park each day. If it's a hot day, they'll come in. They'll have a cooler or something with popsicles for the kids, that we're working, and they're so respectful of the kids that work, and so we like hearing from people like that. And people will always say, what can we do? Just show up. Just show up to all our events that we have.
Was it last year was the big grand prize at the concerts? Was that the year, or was the Red Sox Yankees tickets?
The Red Sox Yankees tickets. We won't talk about that because we had a real tough trip down to the Red Sox Yankee game last year. We got to the stadium a little bit late, but we do those. This summer here, the Red Sox and Yankees are playing the weekend of the 4th of July, and we just, there's so much going on that we can't do it down that way. And I just personally don't want to take a trip down, just down for the Yankee fans, because I'm a Red Sox fan.
The way it is now. We need to sign some players.
Right.
Okay, well, there's going to be lots of fun activities going down at Pierce Beach and at the all-day summer program and all the different things that the recreational department offers. Hopefully we'll have a lot of good days like this summer. We'll see you next time on Somerset Showcase.